Republicans have a big problem. And their young people, especially, are openly embracing their love of Hitler, their love of gassing people. And now, swastikas? Swastika scandal and the moral rot of the MAGA right. A growing crisis of decency is hitting Republican politics. Politico reports that Capitol Police were called after a swastika flag was discovered on the wall of Ohio Congressman Dave Taylor's office, a Republican, if I had to even tell you that. Taylor condemned the, quote, vile and inappropriate symbol. So good for Dave Taylor actually condemning a swastika flying in his own office, and said he ordered an immediate investigation. Those staffers claimed vandalism. If you buy that, I have a bridge to sell you. The discovery came one day after Politico also exposed a leaked Telegram chat among young Republican leaders filled with racial slurs, Holocaust jokes, and praise for Hitler. Vice President J.D. Vance dismissed the outrage as pearl clutching, calling it a college group chat. Yeah, everyone in college sits around talking about how great Hitler was and how it'd be fun to gas people to death and how much they love Hitler. Yeah, that happens in all colleges, right, JD? As Mediaite columnist Colby Hall wrote, decency is weakness and principle is a con. That seems to be the attitude there. When shame becomes partisanship, moral collapse becomes policy. What's the real message here? The message is the Republicans have a big problem. And their young people, especially, are openly embracing their love of Hitler, their love of gassing people. And now, swastikas? Imagine if a Democratic congressional office had a picture of Charlie Kirk with a bullet going into his neck saying, like, great day. There would be such an outrage. That person would be fired. They would be doxxed. They would be prosecuted. And yet, here we have a Republican with a swastika built into a flag. And it's like, must have been vandalism. Right. Let's dig a little bit deeper. Okay, this ties into the previous story we just talked about on this show, which is Trump openly embracing a new refugee plan for America that specifically favors white English-speaking people. Again, I don't know how you can label that anything other than racist. If you're saying we want white people, we don't want black, we don't want people from Africa, we don't want people from Asia, unless you're really rich and can spend $5 million for a golden passport. But white people, if you're a white person, and especially if you're a conservative white person who is trashed letting immigrants into your own country, well, then by all means, come on in. That's the message. And here we are talking about the fact that a swastika is in a Republican office. Republican Telegram messaging platforms are talking about their love of Hitler. And where are they saying people deserve priority, to get on the priority list if they want to declare refugee status and move to America from the eastern parts of Europe? Of Germany? Specifically, people who have spoken out forcefully against letting immigrants into their country. You know what else those people often spoke out against? Well, look back at the swastika and maybe you can connect two and two together. It's J.D. Vance is basically saying, he's following the Trump playbook. He's saying, hey, you're talking about a scandal that makes the Republicans look bad. And that is a violation of our communications playbook. We only talk about something that make Democrats, liberals, centrists, progressives look bad. We only talk about things that make rhino Republicans look bad. But if you dare mention a fact-based story about how young Republicans are talking about their love of Hitler, the fact that you're doing that means you're a bad person in J.D. Vance's eyes. Not the embrace of Hitler, that's okay. But the fact that you're talking about in a fact-based story that Republicans are on record of saying they love Hitler, that's the pearl. Oh, why are you worried about these, playful little jokes our team did? You should be far more worried that some obscure associate professor at a small liberal arts school in Iowa 14 years ago advocated the use of the word Latinx. That's the real scandal, according to J.D. Vance. It's all about loyalty. You're disloyal if you ever criticize any fellow Republican. And folks, this is what closed societies do. This is what tyrannical regimes do. They don't want to control just your speech, although they do want to control your speech. They want to control your thought. And what J.D. Vance is doing, he's following dear leader, his great orange patron, in saying the whole world has to be divided into good and bad, and you only talk about bad when it comes to someone who opposes us. Hey, these young Republicans, they're on our team. They get a pass.